Alrighty, boys, welcome back to another video. So this week I made 1.2K, only taking 2 wins and 1 break even. So let's just go over these trades I took. So starting off with Wednesday's trade. Alrighty, so this was the trade I took Wednesday. So starting off the morning of Wednesday, um, did not like anything for market open. Wasn't clean, wasn't nice. So I waited 3.5 hours for this trade to actually play out. This shows you that patience actually pays. So as traders, we need to learn how to sit on our hands until a model is screaming for us to take it. So starting off the morning, we had sell side of the curve here. So after sell side of the curve, I want to see a market maker buy model from internal to external. So I want to see this all-time highs get taken for me to actually have a clean market maker buy model. So why didn't I take anything during market open? Because it just wasn't clean. Price didn't deliver cleanly. As you can see, we manipulated lower and then kind of chopped around for about an hour. And at this point, I'm just completely bored looking at the charts here. So I go away. I'm waiting for some sort of retrace because the market did not ever retrace into some sort of higher time frame gap. So around here, I set an alarm for this 1 hour gap to actually go higher. Yeah, just clean the chart up for y'all. So we have this 15-minute and 1 hour inside of each other. So I want to see this 1 hour at least get respected on the higher time frame. And we also have this -2.5 and -2 here. So this could be a decent sign of rejection here. And this is what I would want to see. I would want to see us tap into it and reject instantly. So I set an alert down for this 1 hour gap to get tapped into. Immediately after tapping that 1 hour gap, I saw that we have a huge rejection block. So I'm looking at the 30-second here. We have this 30-second for value gap that I want to see get inversed in order for me to actually take the trade. So what would give me more of a sign that this wants to go higher? So for me, I just wanted a better risk to reward. This would be a cheap stab at longs here. So I was just going to wait for this 30-second for value gap to get inversed. So right here, I took a longs right here. Targeted these relative equal highs right here. And then for the bigger time frame, well, I looked at the 1 minute here. For me to verify this actually wants to go higher is I need a change in the state. I ran this change in the state, so my risk to reward would be cheaper. And another thing, we needed this 1 minute gap to get inversed, because as you can see, it respected it previously. So we need this next candle or next couple candles to actually inverse it to verify that we do want to go higher. So once we inverse it, I'm guaranteed that we want to go long. So I throw my stops to break even right here. Now I'm targeting these relative equal highs above. So at this point, it's a risk-free trade here. I'm waiting for my first TP up here, relative equal highs to get hit. I drew out my standard deviation to see if it did align. So we had this -1.5, almost aligned with this relative equals highs here. So I was completely fine having first partials right here. So we take it. About 90% of my position was out here. Trailed stops, I think, to like this order block here. Ended up getting stopped out. I mean, still took off most of my position here. It wasn't a bad stop out. Honestly, I could have put my stop down to like this low here, because we ended up running, taking this external high, and still ended up running to this bigger time frame high, this all-time highs up here. So I should have been less tight on my stop loss, because if I was more loose, I could have gotten more money out of it. I'm completely fine with taking 45 points here. So that was a trade on Wednesday. Now let's go to Wednesday afternoon during the Asia. So this was the trade I took Wednesday afternoon during Asia. I'll throw a new thing here. So what did I want to see coming into this? I wanted to see bullish. I wanted to see price move higher after taking these relative equal lows here. I want to see price continue to have some sort of move higher to at least this internal high, and then all the way to all-time highs here. So what did I do? I waited for some sort of higher time frame gap to get tapped into. I had this 15-minute down here. It would have been nicer if this 15-minute would have got tapped. It didn't. So I saw that we have this 1 hour. That was a bit closer. We had this 1 hour. So I wanted to see price move down, tapped into it, got a clean rejection, and now I wanted to see a change in the state form here. I think I looked at the 30-second here. Once we inverse this gap, we also got a 30-second change of the state. I took my trade, I took my trade here. Kind of frame ran this CISD, but once we got it, I knew we wanted to go higher. And another thing is, I was a little skeptical about this gap being held because previously we respected it. So I wanted to see this gap just get inverse, no problems, just continue to move higher. So I went break even as we tapped into it. So like right here, I went break even. I think I took I went in 2 minis right here because it's Asia session. I wanted to go a little bit higher size. Took 2 minis. I took 1 mini off here, so I secured the winning day on my funded accounts, and then it got break even on the rest. And then after that, the move happened right here, all the way to my TP. So I'm completely fine with this trade right here. I don't know why it wanted to move down so much. It wanted to retrace back into side of this. I'm completely fine with taking a trade here. I wouldn't want to take it out of here after getting stopped to break even because it's not that clean of an internal model. We have this huge 1 minute gap. Stops would be 22 points, so I don't think it's worth it. But I took the winning day here, of course. So this was, I caught around 150 bucks, 180, I think. And then this one was around 700. So let's go to the Friday's trade. Alrighty, so going into Friday morning, I did not know what the market wanted to do. We just took all-time highs previously before market open. So I was very, very skeptical. I had a loose bias. And so what I do when I have a loose bias is I let price action build. I want to see where the drawn liquidity is. I want to see where the market actually wants to go to. So during market open, we rip higher, take the new all-time highs, and I could have taken this trade. I know a lot of people took this trade, but I didn't like it. I didn't have discretion. I didn't have confidence in it. This retraced down into the 5 minute gap. We tapped it, continue higher. I wanted to see price dig a little deeper maybe into it, or I'm waiting for a 15-minute gap because that's my bread and butter. So didn't like this trade at all. Let me go to replays here. Go to replays right before I take the trade. So we retraced. I want to see at this negative 1.5 some sort of retrace into a higher time frame gap. So once we actually formed this 15-minute, I was very price and time the line. We were also, I think, headed into the macro. So I was very confident in this trade, at least coming to these all-time highs up here. So I waited. Immediately when we got this tap, we got this 1 minute inversion from running this change in the state. I threw longs right here. It's all-time highs for first TP. And then second TP was going to be at this -2 level. Immediately, we get the move forward. I wanted to see this 1 minute gap get inversed because it seemed to be holding. So what we did, we retraced back into a BPR gap. What is a BPR gap? Inversion inside of a fair value gap. Look at it. We respect it. Continue to move higher. So once this 1 minute got inversed, I immediately knew that we wanted to go to these relative equal highs. These all-time highs for sure. So TP1 bang took out. I think I took out my position, or 90% of my position on this candle. So I squeezed a little bit more points out of this. This was around 66 points. And now, what did I do? I trailed my stop pretty heavily here because I think I trailed my stop to this low, and I got stopped out right here. So I still caught 53 points with my last partials. But the thing is, I did with this other trade, and I made more money off of it that I didn't do in the previous other trades, is I pyramided into this. So took my first position at this inversion, and then immediately after tapping the BPR gap, I added two micros here. So I'm in about 5 micros. Immediately when we got this inversion, I want to see some sort of retest back into this 1 minute gap, and I added 1 more micro. So I was in around 6. Last position was right here. And then once we took this internal high, I went break even, trailed stop targeted that, and I think we ended up actually hitting full TP if I didn't get stopped out. So yeah, for the end of the week, I caught 1.2K across 2 winning trades, 1 break even. And one thing I'm taking away from this week that I did so much better is discipline and patience. I waited for my A+ setups. I waited for my model to actually present itself, and I didn't take stupid trades. Didn't take bad tier grade trades like B minuses, B plus. I took A plus only setups that I had full discretion and full confidence that the trade would play through. So that is one thing I'm going to be keeping for the rest of my life. Trading is discipline and patience, because it just proved to me that patience pays and discipline gives you more money if you wait. You don't have to be active in the market to actually make money. The less active you are, the more money you can make, and the higher probability of you making that money. So I took all these trades on the Discord, called every single trade out. A lot of people banged this week, so if you're interested, just check the description, and I have a link to the Discord. So this is the end of the video. Hope everyone enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later.